Okay, let's just put it out there. Hallmark has a lot of classics. We've all seen the Saving the Family Farm movies, and we love them. But A Biltmore Christmas? It's on a completely different level. Honestly, it's one of the best movies Hallmark has ever made. And audiences agreed. When it premiered, more than 3.3 million viewers tuned in, making it the most watched entertainment cable program of the week. It's got time travel, 1940s Hollywood glamour, and the Biltmore house, which is basically a character itself. But when I started digging into how they actually made this, I found some behind-the-scenes details that made me love it even more. So today we're doing a deep dive into the secrets behind the movie. First, let's talk about the scale of this thing. Usually, holiday movies are shot on a tight schedule, but they went all out for this. To make the 1947 scenes look real, they didn't just use 1 or 2 props. They sourced 8 pristine vintage cars from the 40s. Seeing those parked along the actual Biltmore driveways, it's pure magic. And get this, they filmed in Asheville in the winter, but they still had to bring in 200 yards of artificial snow. If you've ever wondered why every shot looks like a perfect postcard, that's why. The craziest number is the extras. When the casting call went out, 8,000 people applied. 8,000? They only needed 300. So the people you see in those beautiful ballroom scenes are basically the chosen ones of North Carolina. One of the biggest questions people ask is this based on a book? Surprisingly, no. It's an original screenplay by Holland. She didn't just write a generic story, though. She spent time at the estate and found the inspiration for the time machine in George Vanderbilt's actual bedroom. There's a real 19th century hourglass there, and that's what inspired the whole plot. I love that the magic in the movie is based on something you can actually go see if you visit the house today. Now, we have to talk about the fan theory that everyone is obsessed with Winston. He's the estate's historian, but have you noticed the clues? He wears a tiny angel pin on his lapel, and he's often heard whistling the exact same song that Jack plays. Fans are split. Is he a guardian angel, or is he an older version of Jack who stayed behind? The movie never spells it out, which I think makes it even better. What's your take? Let me know in the comments section. Now, the fashion in this movie is on a different level. Bethany Joy Lenz had 11 primary costumes, and while some were modern, were high-stakes 1940s period pieces. The biggest secret? That black and gold finale ball gown. It started as an original Carolina Herrera design, but the costume designer, Keith Nielsen, completely took it apart. He added a multi-tiered tulle underlayer to give it that 40s new look volume, and even used a 1930s check crystal necklace from his own personal collection to finish it off. But it wasn't just Lucy's wardrobe that was authentic. Let's talk about Jack Huston's hero look. That brown leather flight jacket he wears, that's not a costume prop. It's an official World War II issue A2 jacket from Cockpit USA, the same company that actually supplies the US Air Force. My favorite detail is the candy cane girl dress. It was designed to look like a costume within a costume, something a 1940s studio would have actually made for a movie musical. Every single thread, from the real pilot gear to the couture gowns, was chosen to make the Biltmore's history feel real. Speaking of history, one thing that really separates this movie is how it respects the actual history of the Vanderbilts. To understand the scale of this house, you have to know that the Vanderbilts were basically American royalty. The family fortune was built on railroads and steamships by the Commodore, Cornelius Vanderbilt. But this house was the passion project of his grandson, George Vanderbilt. George was an intellectual who fell in love with these mountains, and when he opened the doors on Christmas Eve in 1895, it was a 250-room masterpiece, literally the largest private home in America. In the movie, Jack Huston's character is a famous actor from 1947. But even then, the house was already a 50-year-old historic landmark. If you visit the Biltmore, you'll see the tapestry gallery where Lucy and Jack walk. Those tapestries aren't props. They're real museum-grade pieces that date back to the 1500s. Because of that history, the production team had to be incredibly careful. They couldn't just move furniture or hang decorations wherever they wanted. Every single light fixture and garland had to be approved by the estate's curators to ensure the house wasn't damaged. Think about that. While Bethany Joy Lenz is delivering these emotional lines, the crew and the actors are working around a structure that is tax assessed at over $150 million. And get this, that figure doesn't even count the 92,000 priceless artifacts inside. We are talking about original masterpieces by Renoir and a chess set that literally belonged to Napoleon Bonaparte. When you see the actors in these rooms, they aren't surrounded by plastic replicas. They are literally standing among some of the most valuable private art collections in America. That's why the movie feels so expensive and grounded. It's because you're looking at a National Historic Landmark, not just a studio backlit in Vancouver. The estate is so protective of that history that they even have hidden doors and secret passageways that the crew had to navigate. There's a secret door in the library and even one in the breakfast room hidden behind a Renoir painting. It's that level of hidden detail that makes the Biltmore feel so magical. But it wasn't just about mystery. It was about Gilded Age etiquette. In the 1890s, the goal of a great house was to be seamless. George Vanderbilt didn't want his guests to see the work. So he had architects build a labyrinth of hidden corridors so the 30-plus staff members could appear and disappear like ghosts. The best part of all of this, because this movie was such a massive hit, it's not just a one and done. As of right now in 2026, they've actually been back at the Biltmore filming an official sequel called A Grand Biltmore Christmas. This time, we're getting a brand new time travel story starring Niall and Holland Roden. They play characters connecting across the Gilded Age of 1895 and the present day. But for those of us who love the first one, there's a huge treat. Rachel Boston and Wes Brown are officially coming back to reprise their roles. And of course, it wouldn't be Biltmore without Winston. Jonathan Frakes is returning to the estate, which pretty much confirms he's the keeper of the magic. So if you're like me and you've already watched the first movie 5 times, there's so much more to look forward to this holiday season. But for now, is A Biltmore Christmas the Hallmark goat for you too? Or is there another one I need to watch? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next deep dive.